If you thought the first semi-final was full of Irish drivers, well, so is this one. 4 of the top 5 on the grid are from the other side of the Irish Sea, led by Northern Ireland champion Wayne Boyd in his Van Diemen RF92. Neville Smith, the champion from south of the border, is on the outside of the front row in his Ray GRS07. Then it's Englishman Josh Fisher and Keith Dempsey on row 2, Peter Barrable and Dave Connor on the third row of the grid. 5-second board is raised then. The race about to get underway. The second of the day's semi-finals. 20 laps of course, the red lights on and they go off now. And this 20-car grid makes its way up to Paddock Hill Bend for the first time, and from the outside of row 1 it looks like Neville Smith has got into the lead of the race. Yes, he has. Wayne Boyd having to tuck into second position. Number 4 there. The white Ray is Andrew Jones, the driver from the Castle Combe Championship, but it's Smith leading. And trying to go round the outside of everybody there is Keith Dempsey in the red Ray, but it's cost him dear actually. He could have been third. He slipped back to 5th position. It looks like it's Josh Fisher in 3rd, Peter Barrable 4th, Keith Dempsey in 5th. But as they head up towards Surtees for the first time, it's Neville Smith from Wayne Boyd.
Josh Fisher and Peter Barrable almost overlapping as they went down the straight there on the approach to Surtees. They've sorted themselves out now and managed to get into single file. So 5 cars nose to tail for the lead of the race. As you say, Ian, it's Neville Smith with the lead at the moment, but Wayne Boyd certainly looking racy in the number 46 car approaching Paddock Hill Bend. And will he make a move? He's certainly found an inside line, but Neville Smith seems to have the pace to hold him off just for the moment. Side by side for 3rd position though. And I'm not sure exactly which way round those cars are, but certainly one is Peter Barrable and it's that one in 3rd position, number 22. So he's made the move on Josh Fisher in the 81 car. Fisher down to 4th position and now coming under intense pressure from Keith Dempsey.
He certainly is. So no sooner has Josh Fisher lost that position than he might lose another one as well, and there's a queue of cars lining up behind to threaten after that as well. So lots going on here, and a change here is that looks like Neville Smith has run a little bit wide there going through clearways, and that's given Wayne Boyd the chance to go through, and Wayne Boyd takes the lead away from Neville Smith at the end of the second lap of the race. Across the line they go then. The teenager has the lead, but Neville Smith tries to fight back. He tries to take the high, wide and handsome line into Paddock Hill Bend, but Wayne Boyd holds on, and the top 3 now breaking away with Peter Barrable joining them, and problems there for number 12 Sean Duffy in the Swift SC92, being run by Morgan Dempsey this weekend, is out of the race, and it looks like he's minus a wheel as well. So he is pretty disgusted with himself. Racing continues though. There is Neville Smith with now a few yards to make up on Wayne Boyd, with Peter Barrable just behind him this time as they head towards Paddock Hill Bend. Josh Fisher and Keith Dempsey still in there as well. 4 cars battling over second position, but Wayne Boyd looks to have made a break.
Yeah, he does indeed, so it's going to be best of the rest for the moment at least. Neville Smith in second position, holding off just about Peter Barrable for that second place. Barrable in 3rd, then Josh Fisher in 4th ahead of Keith Dempsey. They're making their way down the hill and towards Graham Hill Bend, and they will string out once again as the elastic gets to its full length, and then close up no doubt as they come into the Surtees complex towards Clearways here. And it is still very much Wayne Boyd in charge as he pilots that Van Diemen RF92 around the corner and past the stricken Sean Duffy car. As you say, Ian, certainly with, well, not all wheels touching the ground anymore, so significant suspension damage, and the safety car has been brought out. And I can only think that is for the Sean Duffy car. Possible contact with Stuart Kestenbaum to mean that the 12 car ends up on the exit of McLean's and McLaren there, so no longer safe to run the race under full racing conditions. So the safety car will come out to aid the clearance of Sean Duffy's machine.
Yes, the safety car making its way around the circuit, the drivers weaving around the track to try and keep some heat in their tyres while this recovery takes place. It shouldn't take too long because the marshals can just pull the car off onto the edge of the circuit there, up onto the Grand Prix loop, and I think they're pretty happy with just leaving it on there on the grass, the car just towing it away into the distance. So we're getting set for the restart now then. Wayne Boyd, Neville Smith, Peter Barrable, lots of quality in this lineup. Wayne Boyd though making his first ever race appearance at Brands Hatch, so this is quite something. to be leading your semi-final in the Formula Ford Festival. The green flag drops, the race gets back underway again. Peter Barrable a bit twitchy there. The door open for Josh Fisher, and Josh Fisher goes up into third place, but Keith Dempsey alongside as well. Keith Dempsey's up into fourth, looks to go third on the inside of Fisher, but the door is closed, and so Dempsey has to settle for fourth, trying to go round the outside. There is Peter Barrable, but that leaves the door open then for Adam Quatermain, who's running there in sixth position, but Quatermain can't take advantage, and so Barrable stays there in fifth place. Dempsey fourth ahead of him, Fisher third ahead of him, Smith second, and the leader still Wayne Boyd.
Of course, the beauty of a safety car halfway through the race has meant that a 5-car battle now involves a lot more than that. As you can see, they're all streaming through shot. The first of them to join the party essentially is Adam Quatermain, as you mentioned, Ian. A number of others, though, right on his tail. And Wayne Boyd, although having been closed up to Neville Smith during the safety car period, is now stretching his legs once again. Intense battle still for third position. Of course, Keith Dempsey now in that fourth place and trying to go around the outside of Josh Fisher, but can't quite make it. Down to fifth position is now Peter Barrable. So in the blue car sandwich is the red machine of Keith Dempsey as they go through Graham Hill Bend and on towards Surtees once again.
Up into this left-hander they go then. Worth mentioning that there are a number of brothers competing here this weekend. Peter Barrable is the older brother of Rob Barrable, who we saw in the first semi-final. Keith Dempsey is the older brother of Peter Dempsey, who we saw winning that first semi-final. So very much a family affair in Formula Ford 1600 in the Irish Republic. Here's a possible change of position. Is that Josh Fisher getting down the inside of Neville Smith, this for second position. He's gone through. Can Smith find a way back? He's trying to take the inside line going into Druids, but Fisher moves across to take the line. Fisher, who's been competing in this car, the Wayne Poole Racing Run McGarl, for much of the season in the Castle Combe Formula Ford 1600 Championship, and has had a couple of wins in it as well. He's really brought this car on a long way, because in the past Kent Engine McGarls have been rather unwieldy, but Wayne has made a good job of setting the car up. Wayne Poole, the team boss. Round the right hander they come. This is the Mac McKillop Royale that they're trying to lap at the moment. And Mac, an experienced driver, former star of Mallory Formula Ford 1600 competitor in the mid-1980s. These days we see his son Matt competing at Castle Combe as well. Meanwhile, we'll look to see what's going on here with Neville Smith getting a wheel over the grass, and that's just allowed Keith Dempsey to go through over the gravel, I should have said, but Keith Dempsey has gone through now to third position, so that's allowed Josh Fisher to make his escape. Third, fourth and fifth though right together now, because Peter Barrable is right in touch.
Peter Barrable has done a good job actually of staying in touch with the front runners in this race, despite losing a couple of places a few laps ago. He's right under the gearbox of Neville Smith, and of course Keith Dempsey in the red car still in third position. Now this performance in the second semi-final from Wayne Boyd is very, very convincing. Not quite as good as Peter Dempsey, but it's getting there, and you can see the distance now that he's got on Josh Fisher as the Englishman makes his way through Paddock Hill Bend, leading this 4-car trainers at the inside. Here comes Peter Barrable making a move for fourth position, then side by side between himself and Neville Smith, but Smith stays on that outside line and manages to force Barrable, well, I was about to say back again into fifth, but he's gone to the grass, and I'm not sure whether there was contact there or not. Is there a scar on the front of that nose cone? I don't know, but one thing is for sure, he's gone into retirement for whatever reason, so we lose Peter Barrable, so it's down to a 4-car train now for the lead.
Yes, a shame that I think that looked mechanical rather than anything else to me, the way Peter Barrable just backed out of it and rolled the car down the grass. Here's Andrew Jones, the Castle Combe driver, as we look back to Neville Smith heading around the right-hander at Druids. Oh, what's going on here? Oh my goodness, it looks like there's 2 cars off in the gravel there, and at least one of them is upside down. Now, which 2 are they? The yellow car is possibly Andrew Xavier's Van Diemen, and the other one on its, well, I was going to say on its roof, of course it's a single-seater, it doesn't have one. That must be the Mac McKillop Royale. I think Xavier was just about to put a lap on McKillop. Now, there must have been contact between the 2 of them as that manoeuvre was trying to be executed, and although Xavier appears to be out of his car, Mac McKillop still in his, and we do get the red flags for that. Well, no surprise, because the rescue vehicle was on the circuit, as you could see, and we're more than 50% of the way through the race, so we will get a result declared on this one, I think. So a win to Wayne Boyd, but the medics and the rescue crew, the marshals, all working hard down there, providing sterling support to the race meeting as ever. And there's good news, because Mac McKillop is climbing out of his rather battered Royale. We might not see that out on the circuit again, or indeed Andrew Xavier's Van Diemen. Results though show a win for Wayne Boyd.